Oh yeah, friends and fam. Welcome back to another episode of Captain Coleslaw Outdoors with yours truly. Today, we are going scouting. Not hunting, scouting for pigeons. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be hunting some pigeons here on the channel, and we're going to go try to find them first. So you probably have a plethora of questions right off the bat. Why would you hunt pigeons? What do you do with pigeons? How do you hunt pigeons? Where do you go find them? Well, the pigeons here in rural Pennsylvania are not your city pigeons. We're not feeding them breadcrumbs on the street and shooting them with a BB gun. No. These pigeons are much more wild. So the thing about pigeons is they are a feral species, meaning they're one of very few species that are not naturally found in Pennsylvania. In fact, they're not even naturally found in the US. Pigeons were brought over from Europe on ships and boats as pets hundreds of years ago when the first European settlers got to the US soil. Well, they released those pigeons and they ended up building wild populations right up around where the humans were developing. So originally, pigeons are a species found in Eastern Europe, Western Asia that nests in the high mountain peaks of mountain ranges associated with that area. Well, when they came over to the US, there was no mountain ranges with those sheer cliff faces that those pigeons needed to roost on. So they have associated themselves as living alongside man because we provide the high building structures that those pigeons need to nest and roost and feel good. And that can include everything from farms to cities and any other big, large vertical structure that's going to provide some sort of habitat for these pigeons to nest. But in addition to that, humans have also become an associated food source of these pigeons. So the pigeons that have came over on the boats have built this niche in their ecosystem where they basically follow man around everywhere they go, but don't have to compete with a whole lot of species for those resources. And the other thing about pigeons is they are very destructive. Their droppings, or guano, is corrosive, and if you have hundreds of pigeons living in a barn and they're defecating all over automobiles and other metal interior, metal support of the building, it will rust and corrode over time and lose its integrity and basically threaten the entire structural ability for the building to keep standing or for the tractors, cars, bikes, whatever to keep running. And they are a species that you can go out and hunt with no regulation of when, where, or what. So you can go shoot them with whatever type of firearm you want. We're going to hunt them with a shotgun, kind of like we're hunting ducks. We're hunting them in the farm areas where the birds are moving into areas because of feed, like waste grain, corn, soybean. And we're basically going to hunt them like waterfowl. We're going to decoy them in order to do some shooting that I think you guys are going to have a blast watching. Now that said, we got to go find pigeons. And waterfowl hunting is just like pigeon hunting. This is, again, kind of like groundhog hunting. It's what you make it. We use pigeon hunting as an opportunity to get ready for waterfowl season. It helps us improve our shotgunning skills. It makes us get out and go look for birds. We use decoys and blinds, and we get all that equipment troubleshooted before the waterfowl season begins. Because before you know it, September's going to be here, and goose season begins, and it's all on from there. And I want to be ready. I live for goose hunting. So I cannot wait to show you guys those hunts coming up in September. But pigeon hunting is a great opportunity to take out a feral species that damages a lot of human property and get ready for waterfowl season, my favorite hunting season of them all. So without further ado, we're going to drive around and we're going to go try to find some pigeons, and I'll show you kind of what we're looking for. I have the big camera with me in order to get some zoom images. We're going to do a couple different spots in order to try to find these birds and show you what we're looking for in the meantime. So we're gonna go drive around. Let's see if we can go find some pigeons, and if we do, we might just have to plan a hunt over the next couple days. Stay tuned. Let's go find some birds. So the first thing I want to do is I want to try to locate these pigeons on their roost. So pigeons, a lot like waterfowl, have a location where, as large flocks, they like to sleep overnight in places that are extremely safe from predators and the elements as well. So pigeons roost in areas that are extremely high off the ground and are extremely vertical. So predators can't climb to them. Not a whole lot of predators are going to be flying as high in the sky as where the pigeons are going to want to roost under the cover of darkness. Even owls aren't going to go 200 feet off the ground. Owls like to stay low in the forest, low to the ground as they hunt for prey. So basically in these high structures, these pigeons don't have much of a threat coming up against them. So I'm going to show you exactly where I think these pigeons that we're going to be hunting are roosting. All right, so we are at the roost location. I don't know if you can hear what's going on here in the background, but this is not what you were probably expecting. So the tallest man-made vertical structure in this area, by far and large, and where I've seen birds come off of, is this baby right here. This is a hydroelectric power dam, Army Corps style, and it is by far the largest vertical structure with the most vertical surface area of anywhere in this region. And there are pigeons roosting all over this thing. Now, most of the pigeons are out feeding right now, but this is where they come at night to sleep, and they sleep right on the top of that dam. And I bet you if I zoom in with the big camera here, I'd be able to get some shots of some pigeons to prove that they are here. So if we can find them pigeons here now, there's always a few. If we can find some pigeons here right now, that means that there's definitely more pigeons coming in here to roost in the evenings, and that's going to bode well for some of our potential spots that we want to hunt in this area. In the heat of the day, it's about 86 degrees outside right now. These pigeons are not going to want to be out in the wide open unless they're going to get food and bring it back for their babies or a drink out of the river below. They'll actually saturate their feathers on the shore in their breast, and then they'll fly it back up for the offspring to drink out of it. Other than that, I mean, these guys are going to be tucked up under these edges, so we kind of have to wait to see them. There they are. So it's clear that there's pigeons here. I mean, there's probably a dozen pigeons in various nooks and crevices on this dam. My guess is by this time, we're close to noon right now, a lot of them are probably coming back to the nests to take care of their young, to share the seed and water that they have acquired through their crops in order to feed their babies. Well, that was super encouraging. We were able to find pigeons that we could potentially hunt. Now, we can't hunt them on the dam. However, we can use the knowledge knowing that they are here and nesting in order to determine where they're probably going to be heading. So there's actually a couple farms around here where I have permission that I could probably hunt these pigeons relatively soon if I wanted to. So we're going to go drive around and check those those places out and see if we can't find some birds. So coming up here is our first farm where we really see a lot of pigeons, and we have killed close to 100 birds off of last year, but there's still a pile of them. And these birds have been reproducing over the last couple months, so there should be a replenishment of young birds in this population, assuming that they're still here feeding. This is one of my primary farms right here, and we got plenty of pigeons doing their thing. We're actually gonna knock on this guy's door right now and see if we can get permission to hunt these birds. I don't know if they're home, but we'll give it a shot and see what we can do. So nobody's home, but that doesn't mean that I don't still have permission here. This guy is a good guy. He encourages me to come shoot pigeons, so I'm actually going to leave a note in their front door here and hope that they respond to me via text. And if they don't, we'll come back in a couple days and we'll knock on the door again. But man, I'm seeing pigeons all over this valley, so it's worth following up to see if we can get permission to hunt here and make sure that we still have permission to hunt here more than anything. So the good news is we have a pile of birds that we could potentially be hunting. Not a giant feed. You're gonna see bigger pigeon feeds out west in the Great Plains states where, you know, you have thousands of acres of corn continuously. Out there you can see a flock of 50, 60 pigeons every half hour if you're in a good place. Here you're looking about hunting somewhere around 100 birds over the course of the entire day on the best of days. So we're hoping that, you know, this all pays off. We left a note to see if we can still have access to shooting these pigeons. It's better safe than sorry, even though I know the guy hates pigeons. They love their land and they love their farms, so you don't want to disrespect that aspect of it. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know if we get word that we can go out and kill pigeons out here. But the good news is we know that there are birds here. We have them pinned down from a roost to a feed, and all we need now is the blessing. And if we get a blessing, we're gonna bless some birds with the kiss of death. So stay tuned. Hopefully we get some good news from this guy in the next couple days. I will talk to you guys when we hear back from him.